Hello, today we're going to take a look at Configure Price Quote or CPQ from Revenue Cloud. Let's imagine that we've been working with an account, Omega Inc., that we see on the screen here. On the account page, we can see all the pertinent information, including any of our sales and service interactions, but also maybe billing records and other information about our interactions with this account. We've been working on a project together over the last couple of weeks, and it's come time for me to get some quotations and pricing out to Omega Inc. So let's see how I would do that. Using flows, I can streamline the process and just with a single button launch into the quote generation process. You'll see here that we're presented with a guided selling dialog. This, through a couple of short questions, will narrow down the product catalog that we see in the next step for selection for this particular customer. It's possible to add multiple products through bundling capability in a single click. We configure those products in the next step. Traditionally, a lot of the heavy lifting performed by CPQ was to help salespeople and companies manage large product catalogs that might have various product rules, like products that can't be sold together, like exclusions, or indeed dependencies where one product requires another product to be sold with it, as well as recommended practices like selling certain services alongside certain products. An evolution that we've seen in more recent times is new revenue and go-to-market models that are being used with the products that companies sell. Principally the introduction of time-based elements like subscriptions, which could be annual or monthly or some other frequency, as well as usage-based pricing where there's some sort of consumption element. And of course, the CPQ solution can support all of these requirements. Let's take a look at how this works in practice. Here, for example, we've got configuration attributes that from a single click can be applied to the whole bundle that's being configured. We can also see through visual cues selection parameters that exist for different elements of our product. So here I can see that for the user licenses, I can either select named users or monthly logins. I can't select both. Moving down the list of product options for this bundle, if I select disaster recovery, we'll see that in this case, the selection of disaster recovery makes it possible to select clustering or distributed search, additional product options should I wish to. There's also the capability to organize your product options and lines under different sections in the interface here, again to make it easier to navigate and understand and group similar products together. At the point where I'm looking to proceed with my configuration, product rules will be applied and recommendations might be made around the configurations that I've selected. Here, it's making a recommendation based on product selected that most customers also select real-time alerts. So I'm going to close this and add the real-time alerts here. While I'm here, I'm also going to change the unlimited data per day to a paid or usage-based pricing paid data plan. You'll see here that I can't select this option until this option is unselected. Now the configuration can be saved. We've come through to the quote line editor where we can see all the product lines we've configured for this particular customer. We can also see the charge models that are applied to each of those product lines. And in this case, we can see that we've got a mixture of subscription, usage, and one-time products that are making up the quote that's being prepared. We can see items like the billing frequency, the overall subscription term, unit price and quantity prices, as well as any discount and totals for each of the lines that are being prepared. Before we jump into the detail of applying discounts, we can get guidance from the system around what are the expectations in terms of target pricing and discounts for particular lines. We can also understand a little bit more detail the structure of the pricing behind some of these elements. So for example, we can see usage-based pricing is at 0. That's because it's a new quote. And so we have to wait until the usage element has been consumed, and then we'll it'll be invoiced in arrears. Here we can get the detail of how that usage pricing is going to work. And similarly, we might be looking into how does the discount apply based on the number of user licenses in this particular quote. And we can see here a tiered discounting. So as the quantity goes up into different tiers, different discounts are applied to the pricing there. Let's say we want to start to modify this quote for the customer. Again, we've been working on this project for a while. The customer has told us they want to make a longer term commitment. So we're going to change the subscription term here from 12 to 36 months. And then because we've made those changes, we're going to apply some discounts here to the pricing. Here you can see as I've applied discounts, it's given me an indication of what approval levels, whether it's my manager's manager, maybe the overall head of sales or the CFO that needs to approve these pricing levels. This looks good to me now, so I'm going to click Save and return to the main quote object. Here I can see our quote is in draft status. I might want at this point to preview the approvals, and I can see the steps that need to go through to get this quote approved. I'm going to review some other details before submitting for approval. So here I can see details like terms and conditions. And in this case, this customer has required a change to the payment terms. So here, while they're at net 30, I'm going to change to net 90. If I click the preview approval, we can see that there's a new approver in the cycle around non-standard payment terms. And this is the power of advanced approvals with CPQ. I can also review the document that we're going to send out, what template are we going to use, what format, and deal desk criteria like, for example, information around margin or discount levels. Let's go ahead and generate the document for this customer now. I want to send it for signature. These are the recipients, and I'm going to go ahead and click to finalize. Here we can see the quote arriving in the customer's mailbox. They can click to open it, review the document, and sign as necessary. And that's the end of our overview of CPQ in Salesforce.